Hey, welcome to the Travel Winds podcast. My guest today is Australian, used to be based, but now Nashville based country singer songwriter Lily Grace. How are you today, Lily?
Hey Peter, how are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. I love starting the week off with a nice young person who's excited. It's
I'm in
awesome.
a very jolly mood. I got to Nashville about a week and a half ago, and I tell you, the smile has not come off my face. I think I'm just the most eager girl in Tennessee right now. Very new from a long way away, and just so ready to dive in on so many fronts.
So you're definitely not new to the business after almost a decade now.
Yes.
You know, how's the journey been so far?
Yeah,
Just
for me,
being a
um,
singer-songwriter.
yeah, I love it. I started out when I was literally 11 years old singing and writing songs when I was 12. I was a terrible songwriter, Peter. I like to think I'm a little bit better
I
now,
think we
which is a
all
bonus.
were.
I know. Me particularly though. And I started in the cover scene and kind of worked my way up to bigger gigs. And I kind of knew once I started writing songs that Nashville was where I wanted to be headed. So for me, it's kind of been looking at opportunities. I love Nashville as a city to just create your craft. There's so much opportunity here, and I just kept working on towards that, releasing music, touring, and eventually now, about a week and a half ago, since now living in Nashville, Tennessee, which is very exciting.
That's quite the long journey. Uh,
Yeah.
it was a 20, it's got to be 20 plus hours on the plane.
I think it was 15 to San Francisco, and then we had a couple of stops on my way in, but then the rest of the way to Nashville. So it's not where you want to be crammed up against someone, I tell you that.
No doubt.
Uh-uh. Have you been to Australia, Peter?
I have not. My
Oh,
daughter has, and she went to New Zealand. She had a friend that lived
okay.
in New Zealand. But no, I have not. I have
Gonna get
multiple.
you over there.
I can't wait. I now literally have several friends that live over there because of the show.
Perfect. Perfect.
So I definitely have to get over there.
Oh
What,
yeah.
what do you think you're going to miss the most about Australia?
The beaches and the people. I grew up in a little small beach town, the Gold Coast in southeast Queensland, and my upbringing is quite different to a lot of country singers. A lot of people come from rural places, country places. Although I've kind of been in that scene and going and playing festivals, I am a beach girl through and through. I grew up surfing, being a lifeguard, doing nippers,
Yeah,
jet skiing, all the water things. But I think more than anything is going to be my people, my family are all back home, and the friends who have been with me for my entire life. So saying goodbye to them is definitely a difficult thing to do, but I think it's for the right reason to pursue something that's worth
I was going to
pursuing.
say, because my daughter actually moved to Knoxville, Tennessee,
Righto.
but having FaceTime r really does help.
Oh, it totally does. I spend so much time on FaceTime to my parents. That's the time difference with Australia, and I'll be calling them on my drive home, and they, waking up at 6 in the morning or something. It's all funny business, but it's great.
That's cool. So I'm just I want to know so much because like I can't imagine being a teenager in Australia singing and doing some great gigs with some good people, Vance Joy, and really
Yeah, I'm
doing
very
some good
grateful.
uh, collaborations. But now you're in Nashville. Now it's the home of country music. It's from here to here. It's kind of a step. How's
It
that
is, and
been?
it's really special. What I've always loved about Nashville is the ability to kind of dive in and collaborate with so many amazing people. And I think for me, a lot of the people I look up to have come here and they've just put in the hard work to become the best they possibly can be. And that's what I'm excited about doing, is about getting into the right circles and mingling and writing and just really honing my craft. In Australia, I'm so grateful for all the opportunities it has brought me. I am still such a proud Australian girl, and I always will be. But for me, I just think it's a really cool opportunity to dive in, and it's a bit intimidating to be honest, because you walk around Nashville and you listen to people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like everyone is as incredibly talented, and it puts things in check, but it means I just need to keep my head down and keep on, working for my thing and staying focused towards that.
Well, I was going to ask you because as we get older, I think we're told, oh, you can't do that, or it's too hard, it's too difficult. Whereas you being young, and you're like, yeah, let's go to Nashville. But then you get there, and I've always told people, if you haven't been to Broadway Street and you go to the Old Red there, or some of the other singing establishments,
Sure.
there's three levels, and there's a band on each level, and they're singing from 11 in the morning till 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's
And
crazy.
yeah, and like you go in, we went into a bar and we're like, God, they're really good. How come? I'm like, they're really good. We
Hmm.
go up the stairs, we're like, oh my God, they're really good.
Yeah.
And then we go to our hotel, and they have the hotel we stayed at had two different places for live singing. And we're like, God, that guy's really good. And we're like, oh my God, that band's really good.
You should get one of those counters that counts how many times you say really good because that's Nashville for you. Everyone is phenomenal. And if you wanted to go out and listen to music every night of the week, you could have a full calendar 24/7. I just got
Yeah.
off the phone with my bass player before this call, and he said he had a gig that started at like 9 a.m. in Broadway this morning. I was like, 9 a.m. on a Monday, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
it's just
It's
the
it's
Nashville scene. It's great.
I always tell people, like, so I live in Los Angeles, and actors are everywhere, right? They're all the waiters, the waitresses, the Uber drivers, and singers are the same way in Nashville. Like our singer, our waiter at our last night, I look him up and I'm like, oh my God, he's like really good. You know, he's
That's
got
great.
35,000 followers, and he's
Doing the
crushing
whole
it.
thing.
And he's still my waiter, you know?
It's so cool. It's so cool. But I think it's just great to immerse yourself in a scene like that of like-minded
Yeah.
people who are running after the same thing. That's really special.
So you grew up not in a necessarily country area,
Hmm.
because there are definitely, I mean, country is big in Australia.
It is.
The outback is a real thing.
Oh
But you
yeah.
grew up in the beach area. How did you get involved? I mean, did you morph into singing, into country singing, or is it just kind of pop or?
Yeah, my mom's from Tamworth, and I'm not sure if you know much of the Australian scene, but our big country festival is called the Tamworth Country Music Festival, and that's like, I guess, our CMA Fest, and it's the
Yeah.
big week where everyone from around Australia comes to Tamworth and performs and does the whole thing. People bring their caravans and make a whole deal out of it. So my mom's actually from Tamworth. My family's from Urella, which is like an hour from Tamworth. And we were going on a trip to go and visit them. And ideally, it was around the time of the festival. And I was like, Mom, I want to sing at the festival. I think I was 12 at the time. And initially, I Googled 20 best country songs of all time. And I learned every single one of them. And after that trip, though, I had some cool opportunities. I was 12 and I was busking in this busking competition. And I made it to the top 10, which meant I had to perform in front of 5,000 people as a 12-year-old. And I was just scared out of my mind. Like I was side stage shaking, not ready to do this. But on that trip, I met so many people in the country scene. With that opportunity, got to mingle with some of Australia's biggest talent. And I just fell in love with people initially and the community around country music. I felt so loved, accepted, and after that, just started listening to it and grew this mass appreciation for the sound, which is me
Yeah.
now, and it's all I listen to ever. Um, so I guess it's kind of organic the way it worked, but initially I just Googled a list of country songs, and that's how it started for me.
I'm curious to see if you end up getting a Southern draw.
I definitely gonna. When I got back, I've been doing trips back and forth from Nashville in Australia for a little while now. And I go back after a trip, and I tell you, I copped it from all of my friends at school saying I sounded more American than Australian. So I'm holding on to the Aussie for now, but we'll see how long it lasts.
A few more weeks, you'll be talking like a Southern draw.
Yep.
You'll be set. Yep.
Oh yeah.
What are the goals, the aspirations now that you're in Nashville?
My goals musically are just to work on the best music I can. I think every day we're just fighting for that next song and really trying to just craft really great music for myself as an artist. But as an artist is my goal is always to connect with people, and I think that comes in two facets from my writing and being authentic in that, but then also getting out there and sharing that with people. So I want to really step into touring this year in the States. I've been touring Australia for quite a while now, but I'm really excited to give everything a red hot go on the US stage and build genuine connections with as many people as I can through that music.
Well, I was going to ask, how did you end up playing in Vegas?
Yeah, I had an
Pretty
opportunity.
cool.
So cool, right? I feel like Vegas is one of those bucket list places for so many
Yeah.
people, especially as an Aussie. Like my first stop was we went to NAMM in Anaheim, California. So LA, Vegas, then Nashville. I was just living my dream life. But I love the Vegas crowds. Everyone was so rowdy. Everyone
Yeah.
wanted to dance and cheer and have a good time. The opportunity was presented to me about 2 weeks after my visa came through, and we jumped on it straight away and decided to go for it, which was great. I can't wait to get back there.
I'm just curious, do you get nervous like going to an old red or because it's a new city, it's a new country, it's a new bar you haven't played at, or do you just
I
go, all right, let's just get going?
I mean, I've played over like 800 gigs now. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's kind of second nature to me in a way, but for me, it's more if I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be, if I'm playing with the new bands or if we're running new songs, even if I've done my prep work, that's kind of what makes me more nervous is getting on a stage when I haven't tested the set before.
yeah.
Um, for me as well, the US audiences, I was putting my set list together with my songs, but also adding in some covers. And all of my cover songs were like Australian rock classics. And I was thinking these songs are going to pop up, everyone was going to love them. And I quickly had to be told to cut all those songs out and put some songs in that Americans would know. So I'm lucky I have a US team to lean on for that stuff, or it would be a big fail when I get on stage.
I was going to ask, who's your favorite female country singer from
Females
Australia?
from Australia. I'm loving what Kaylee Bell is doing at the moment. Have you come across her?
No.
Okay, she's a friend of mine. She's absolutely just crushing the game. I think she lives in Nashville now, but is Australian and is just fighting for the best song and just trying to put on the best live show she can. I think she's doing a lot of things right.
What about older ones? My wife, this is a setup question.
Okay.
My wife's favorite singer is from Australia.
Is it Casey Chambers?
No, yeah, we're old.
Uh, Tanya Kernigan?
No, we're really old.
I don't
So there
know.
was a female, she started off in country and switched to pop. Her name was Olivia Newton-John.
Oh, there you go. That's not a country singer.
She is. She started off as a country singer.
I didn't even know that. I should totally do my research. Wow. Huh.
Yeah. Her first album was a country album.
Righto.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Huh.
And that was, so I met her once and it's always bugged my wife that I met her and she didn't.
I hope you have that photo and frame it in your house.
I
Just
do.
perfect.
I do. I was at the rodeo in Las Vegas and
She was playing there, was she?
no, we were at a party. Um,
Okay.
and my wife's like, oh, I'm going to go to dinner with my friends. And I said, okay, I'm just going to go to this industry party. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We go there and Olivia and her husband walk by and I'm like, my wife will not believe me. My wife
Yeah.
saw her when she was like 10 in concert, and just kept going.
hmm She'd
So
be kicking herself for years.
I say hi to her, talk to her real quick, tell her we're a big fan. Went just saw her perform at the Flamingo. She played at in Las Vegas. She had a residency there.
Cool.
And so hey, nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Can we take a picture? Because my wife literally won't believe us. We take the picture and she goes, thanks. And she leaves. I send the picture to my wife, and I mean, like instantly, I'm getting, where are you? Where are you? Don't let her leave. Don't let her leave. I'm like, babe, she's gone. She's gone already.
Container while you can,
I'm like,
please.
am I gonna hold on to her? So, but
Oh
that's her
dear.
favorite Australian country singer.
At least you got the photo.
I have the photo,
I
and it's a reminder that my friend Olivia and I. That's what I always tell her.
love that.
I met her for like 35 seconds.
I'd count that a friendship.
Uh, we go way back now.
You do.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So who have you met that's kind of blown you away? I mean, like you met Keith Urban,
Yeah,
you met Vance Joy. I mean,
this is a really cool industry because you do get to meet so many of your idols,
yeah,
and my idols are a lot of people's idols because of just the position they're in, which is great. Meeting Orianthi, I just got off the tour with Orianthi. If you're familiar with her, she's just
awesome.
been a big inspiration for me. I opened her Australian tour, and I think meeting her was a real privilege. She's now kind of become a mentor for me too, which is great. And she came to LA. She moved to when she was like 17, so she was kind of in my shoes when she started making that journey. Um, and to have someone who's kind of paved the way for that, it's just great to have their number in my phone and to have those conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But who are you excited to meet that you haven't met yet?
that I haven't met. I think Taylor Swift would definitely be a bucket list person for me. She's kind of who got me into songwriting in the first place, and I feel like everyone says that, but she has been a big part of my journey.
Who else? I'm just
Who
curious.
else?
Like
Goodness,
if you saw them walking down, like you'd be like, oh my God, that's
I,
Jelly Roll. That's
I'd,
Post Malone. That's
I'd get my Olivia Newton-John photo. Um,
exactly
Hunter Hayes is someone I just really respect the artistry of. I think he's
awesome.
so, so, so talented. Um, I'm trying to think who else. Like people like Katy Perry as well. I just think what they've done musically is really wonderful. Um, in country though, I'm trying to think.
Well, it could be pop. I mean, obviously Katy Perry would be awesome.
There's definitely a long list. If you gave me some time to prep on this, I'd have like 25 names for you. Say, call them up for me now, please. But we yeah, I look up to a range of people in different genres, in different industries, and honestly meeting any of them is just the biggest privilege ever.
Sure. I mean, and then one day get to play with them, that'd be even better.
I know. That's just the cherry on top, isn't it?
You could open for Taylor Swift.
I think I should text her.
We could make that happen.
Let's do
I think we just
it.
put it out there. So,
Perfect.
oh, yeah.
So Taylor, if you're listening, I would love to be your support slot, please. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you in advance. There you go.
Peter will be in the front row with a poster.
I mean, yeah, she just finished, right? Her
I think
Eras
so.
tour. So you'll have to wait for the next one.
It's okay. I can wait.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to slow you down.
No, no, you're not gonna. Don't worry.
That would be, I couldn't even imagine going from like being her opener. Because I think Benson Boone opened for her a little bit. And do you know Benson Boone?
Yes.
Okay. And, going from 2,000 people to a stadium of people, that's got to be surreal.
It's amazing because Vance Joy, who I opened for, he got his start opening for Taylor and was
Oh,
just
wow.
saying that was his thing. He opened her tours and that's kind of what got him moving, which is amazing. He obviously had Riptide as well, which did amazing. But I just think opportunities like that are so special. Being in the right place in the right time and to, you know, be believed in by the right people can really change someone's life, which I think is a really special thing.
That is cool. So you had the new album that came out that kind of mid to late of last year.
Mhm.
How was that having your album getting out there?
It's doing very, very well at the moment, which is really exciting. We found out a couple of weeks ago that it was the fifth highest selling Australian country album last year, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Um, I literally dropped my phone when I saw the post. I didn't get an email or anything. I just saw a post go up and I got
Oh,
tagged in it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is crazy." Um, but it's been so special. It's my first ever project of music I've released, and I've been releasing singles since I was 15. But to actually tie it all together and put an album out, I worked really hard to make sure it was something that I wanted to say. And it was kind of about my whole journey. It's a very personal portrayal of a young girl figuring things out and
yeah,
navigating all these first time life experiences, first time dating, first time going out, first time navigating some friendship dilemmas. And I think this album is just a really honest portrayal of where I was at that point of time. And to see it doing well just means so much to me because the project itself does too.
I always ask people. I've asked a lot of the young artists that I've had on the show because Keith Urban did Crossroads with John Mayer,
Hmm.
and they talked about he was offered a song, and he said it's a number one hit, but I don't want to sing this. I don't want to be singing this song in 20 years because it was poppy, trendy, or whatever for whatever reason.
Sure.
Have you ever thought about like if one of your big songs is about like a boyfriend or about a situation, and you're gonna
Oh,
be like, oh, I
it's
gotta sing.
nuts. I've had to release a song about believing in how someone's a great person when you broke up with them the day before, and that's just the way it is, unfortunately. But I
Yeah.
think the reason I release music is not to, talk about myself in a way like that. I'm always trying to kind of give a voice to someone who's going through something. And when I'm in those songwriting sessions, it's pinpointing the emotion and pinpointing what's hurting, what's happy, how's this making me feel. And typically, if you're honest about that, someone else will find themselves in
Oh
that
yeah.
song. And I think when I'm putting songs out, even if I'm upset with the person that talked about them being awesome, it's not really about me. As an artist, it's about connecting with the people who are going to listen to those songs. And even if it's not ideal timing, it's about putting my best foot forward for that purpose.
I was because that I always think about that when you hear Taylor Swift songs, she's always singing about, oh, that was that guy. Oh, he was a jerk, and that at the time I
Hmm.
was happy with him, but now I know. So it's got to be weird.
I always think it's funny though, because people know exactly what I've gone through if you just listen to an album. So
Exactly.
it's
It's gonna be
funny.
interesting to hear your songs that have started with you knowing you're coming here and then now being in Nashville. It's gonna be a whole different range of songs, I would think.
I'm excited. I think as well, like it was a very naive perspective that first record was written from because it was a first time experiencing so many
Yeah.
things. This next one's just going to be from a place of a bit more understanding and with a bit more life experience under my belt. And the way I see things is obviously a bit different. My views have shifted on certain things. And I think it'll just be really cool to share that too.
That's gonna be. Are you more excited? I'm always curious too because you're really good acoustically
Thank you.
and just by yourself. But then, do you prefer having a band or is it just a different thing?
It depends on the show. Sometimes there's a lot of credit to those acoustic shows. I love how I get to yap and talk about the stories
Yeah.
behind the songs. Um, but there's nothing like a full band show. I think you really get to give the songs due justice and completely get the crowd moving. My job is to give the audience a good time, which is a lot easier to do with the band,
Yeah.
to get them dancing. And what my band coach talks to me about is kind of building a journey on stage. And it's kind of building this pathway where people can come on, then you can bring it down with your down songs. And I think you get to really display that when you're doing a band show because you can build it up, bring it down, and just
Yeah.
do really cool things, which is great.
You could give them a break and do an acoustic song if you had to.
Exactly. They can get both, two and one.
How difficult is it finding a band that you can work with in Nashville? I've heard it's pretty easy.
There's so many players. I don't think I'm going to have any troubles, but we're working on that at the moment, actually. That's one of our projects. So I was working with another artist band in Vegas with some Vegas-based players, but now building my Nashville band is the next mission. Trialing players and just working on synergies to get that all sorted.
I didn't know this until I started this podcast and I started talking to mainly country artists.
Mhm.
How, I don't mean to say this, how easy it is for for you to, if you go to some guitar players and drummers and you say, "Here's my songs," they can hear that. And they go, "Okay." And they can just start playing it. It just blows me away. I mean, might not be perfect, but it's not that hard for them to pick up things. I always thought it was like I can't play a note, so
I'm sure you can, but no,
I
it's super
literally
cool.
can't.
I've only really been doing the band thing for 2, 3 years now, so I'm still pretty fresh to that scene. And I
Right.
grew up doing acoustic stuff, so it's still a new scene for me. But I just remember the first time I did a band set, I was like, my songs sound like that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it really is such a cool thing. I mean, to bring a record that's been done in the studio and you've done 20 vocal takes to make sure it's perfect, and then to bring that to stage and have those same elements and it sounds comparably good is just a real cool thing.
Have you experienced? Like I said, I'm just curious. I know you do the in-ear monitors and all that. Is
I
that?
don't yet. We just did a post about an hour ago.
Oh, did you really?
I've just joined the artist endorsement team with Shaw,
Oh,
and we're
perfect.
doing they're starting us out with the in-ears, the packs. We're going wireless for the microphones and wireless for the guitar leads, which is the first time for me because a lot of people do. And I've always been just using my fallback monitor and that's it. But
Yeah.
as I'm playing some bigger shows, I want to run around the stage a bit more. And also, again, working that live set, we can run tracks too. So we can have, piano parts and have banjo
Yeah.
parts and have all these things stacked into our live set when we're not hiring those players, which I'm excited to do with the in-ear system. So that's something we're setting up for my Australian headline tour coming up in March. So I'm going back there for a little run and we'll be giving it a big test run.
That's gonna be good. So did they mold your ear and all that?
No, I'm not using the molded ones yet. I'm
Okay.
starting with just the generic ones. They fitted just fine.
Yeah, yeah,
And if I have any issues, though, we can look into that.
yeah. Because those are pretty cool.
That
It's
must
just
feel weird. I don't know.
I know what they, yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I went to these just, I didn't like the big headphones, the big cans on my head.
Yeah.
I just went with the small ones and they're just wired in.
It wouldn't look as good with your hair.
I usually wear a hat, so it's all good.
There you go. I'm just joking around with you, don't
All good. Heck, man, you can pick on me all you want.
worry.
So, do you have, are you working on a new album or are you working on singles?
I'm working on a new project in music. What that will be, I think we'll decide a bit closer to.
Okay.
Um, but I've been touring quite heavily for the last couple of months when I haven't had as much time to really sit down and just work on my writing. um, which is why I'm really enjoying being in Nashville and throwing myself into everything creatively. Pretty much writing like twice a day at the moment and putting any idea pen to paper, collaborating with as many people as I can, and being back with my circle who wrote my first record has been so special. Whether that'll be an album or an EP, I can't say yet. But either way, there's definitely new music in the pipeline and it's coming soon.
How was NAMM?
Great. It was great.
Isn't that crazy to go to? I mean, have you been to shows like that before? I mean,
I've been to one called Big Sound in Australia, which is more of an industry event, but a similar kind of event on the education perspective.
okay.
But oh my gosh, NAM was crazy. I think I got like 200 people's numbers in the
Yeah.
week. It was just amazing networking and a great way to kind of plug myself into the scene. I landed like a day before NAM and they're like, when did you move to America? I was like, yesterday, like
You're like,
eight
what
hours
time is it?
ago. Uh-huh. So it was really cool to just have that to kickstart things and make some friends and just, immerse myself in the scene.
Yeah, that's got to be. I mean, because I went 2 years ago, and just to
Yeah.
see
How
all
did you
that,
find it?
I felt completely out of place,
Okay.
which is
How's that?
okay. I'm not a musician, so it's like I was there and I networked. And I met a lot of people. I got some people for the show and all that. But like,
Awesome.
it's really meant for musicians. It's like, I mean, it's intense.
Musicians and manufacturers, I found there were so many people,
Yeah,
even internationals, just who, sell music equipment, which is really cool. But Dawn, my manager and I were joking because literally everyone was in black, and it's the stereotype the musicians wear black, as I am today.
yeah.
But I don't think we saw anyone in color. We're walking through those conference halls, and every single person is wearing black. I was like, this is a music industry convention, big time.
Yeah. Well, I actually, it's funny. My friend's in a rock band, and he plays on Sunset in Hollywood.
Yep.
And I intentionally don't wear black shirts when I go there because I'm like the only guy not in a black t-shirt.
No, you stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, just you could
Go
just
Peter.
wear a white t-shirt and you'd stand out in the crowd.
I tell you. I tell you.
Forget red or orange or green or
You
blue.
just need white.
Yeah, I could still be plain, but just not
A
black.
fashion statement
Yeah, okay.
at those events.
How important is fashion to you?
Pretty big. I'm always working on outfits for shows and shoots and everything like that. And what my team has been pushing on me, and I think I'm gaining an understanding of more at the moment, is the difference between being a musician and an artist. And
Yeah,
the difference is very different. And it's, building a brand, your messaging, your personality, and really tying everything into that and trying to look like an artist, which is something I'm really trying to lean into.
sure.
And that means, working on styling, working on just even like your copywriting and your captions and everything like that. It's all very
Yeah,
aligned. And it seems silly, honestly. I think, buy a pretty dress and get on stage, but there's a lot more to that. I have Pinterest boards after Pinterest boards and I'm sending brands and shirts and skirts to my team all the time. And I even before I get on stage, every outfit I wear, I send to my team. And they'll be like, nah, it needs to have more. You need to add a statement necklace or add a hat or add some shiny boots or anything just to kind of push the boundaries and make
yeah,
it not a standard outfit, but a stage outfit and an artist outfit, which is what they're pushing me to do, which I'm glad they are.
totally different. I love the denim jeans over the boots.
Oh, thank you. We actually made them myself, me and my mom.
Did you really? Because that's a trend now. I just saw. I mean,
I know that I don't think I started. I can't take credit for that, that's for sure. But we ended up getting an old pair of jeans and an old pair of boots
yeah,
and cut them together. But the styling thing's hilarious because when I was on a trip to Nashville, one of the girls with my PR team took us to this shop and she was like, Lily, you have to just try different things, look for something that's a statement. And she is handing me this stuff that I think is the ugliest thing in the world. And I'm like, I'm not wearing this, but you have to push the boundaries a little bit, and I didn't like it at all to start. I've had my typical fashion sense. I didn't want to change it, but she's stuck at it, and I'm glad she has because now we're kind of creating some cooler things.
Well, yeah, that's kind of interesting you said that because I mean, your album photo shoot was like gold boots.
hmm
You know, you've worn some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I've grown up. I started again in the pub scene, and I was wearing, I don't know,
And
jeans and a
busking,
t-shirt.
yeah.
That was my outfit. And who cares? Because I showed up and did my job and I played my set and I just cared about the music and that was it. But I'm now growing this big love for it and I love creating cool things. I'm like, what's a cool angle I can take? How can I be unique with this? And I'm definitely not there on the branding point 100%. You look at someone like Eleni Wilson and they've
Well,
got their bell bottoms thing and they've taken it to the max. And I'm still looking for that thing for me right now. But I think trial and error is definitely the best way to do that and to just keep trying different things and pushing yourself creatively. And hopefully you'll land on something that seems right.
the thing I've always so you maybe your PR team didn't tell you. So I'm in the Western fashion industry. That's what I
They did
do.
not tell me this. No.
Yeah. So I work for Stetson
Right.
and a couple other brands. So I sell cowboy hats, cowboy boots, jeans.
Cool.
So I think you should definitely try more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a cowboy hat?
I have one little straw hat, but it's not really an official cowboy hat. I
You
need to
need
get one.
you need a real hat.
I need to call you.
You do.
Yeah. We
Uh,
could decorate it and everything too and make it look all Lily Grace.
you could definitely bedazzle it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are literally in the heart. There, you could just go down Broadway and find.
I know. I'll have no issues here, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you gone shopping yet? Have you gone down?
No, I've been here for like a week. I when I come on trips, I've gone and looked at the boot shops and everything, and they're all kinds of crazy. But
Yeah.
for me, I've always had to carry whatever I brought with me back home, and I'm not a light packer by any means. So it was going to cost me $400 in extra baggage as well. So now I actually have like a base to keep my stuff at. I can
Yeah.
go shopping, not have that little boundary on me. So I need to and get some sparkly boots and all the performance jazz. I
Might as well.
need to.
I'll have to send you some catalogs.
Yeah, do that. Do that. You can work on my outfits for me. I'll be tagging you. Styling by Peter.
I will tell you, uh, at the rodeo in the NFR, the National Finals Rodeo,
Hmm.
which is in Vegas, it's the World Championship Rodeo. Uh, and it's 10 days long. And the women that go there, a lot of them, not all, but a lot of them, especially about your age, they literally have, so the rodeo's at night, starts at 6 o'clock at night. So they will dress up in one outfit for a daytime when they're walking and shopping and doing that. About 4 o'clock, they go back to the hotel and put on their rodeo night outfit on, and then they take pictures and do all that. So it was trending on TikTok. All these
Yeah.
all these NFR influencers.
I saw that actually, and there was so many cool outfits too. I was saving them
Yeah.
down for inspiration, going, "Oh, I could totally pull this off," or something similar for that. But I love that kind of stuff. I think it's awesome, and I think it's another creative lane. I'm a very creative person, and if I get to express myself in a different way, that's never a bad thing.
Hats will be hopefully you don't like
That's the next one we need to get on.
hopefully you don't like them too much because it can be an expensive hobby.
Really? Okay.
They're like cowboy boots.
Hmm. Expensive hobby.
Yeah. They can't,
Hmm.
well, I mean, not for a famous singer like yourself, but I mean, for lesser people.
Not at all, but
Yeah. So you are going back to Australia, early
Mhm.
March. How's that? Is that going to be kind of cool for you?
Yeah, I'm excited. I've got another tour that I'm jumping on the support floor that's been announced soon. I can't share that just yet.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm doing my headline run while I'm there, and we're also doing a line of little pop-up shows that are going to be announced. It's kind of funny because I literally got to Na America like 6 weeks ago. It's not like I've been here for that long, really, and I'm going back home.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I was going to make this choice, that I always wanted to keep things happening in both markets. I feel that the reason I'm here is because of Australia and the support from that music scene, support from the people there. And I never want to drop that and not go back there and play for them or just to be completely disconnected from that scene, which I think is why I'm going to be back and forth a little bit here and there. Um, so I'm going back for some shows. I can't wait to get back on stage and share a bunch of new music that I've been writing here too.
I would love for you to really work on a Nashville accent
And
just
yes,
just for
I
your
could put it
opening
on
line.
and tell them that this is how I speak now. That would be so funny.
Thank you all
So
for showing up
funny.
tonight. I really appreciate it. And like have no Australian accent in the first note, but like, what happened to
I
her?
completely could though, because I sing in an American accent, and
Yeah.
everyone's like, "Where the heck did your accent go?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just sing this way." But that'd be hilarious on stage too, and everyone would just be freaking out, saying, "Where did our
Do a Dolly
Australian
Parton.
you
Howdy,
go?"
y'all.
I'll tell them it's Peter's idea.
No, no, don't do that. Unless it goes over well, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on my show. This is exciting. I'm excited to watch your journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making the time and for all the questions. I really appreciate it.
It's going to be fun. You're going to have to get out of the black, but that's okay.
I know, I know. I'll wear white next time we chat.
Deal. And a cowboy.
Yes, yes, a bedazzled cowboy hat.
Sounds good.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Peter, again, thank you for making the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Lily. Have a good, enjoy your trip to Australia.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.